A lot of people, when they get into business, they don't think about the business model. We got to think about the business model that we're in. Are we in a business where we're providing services to a consumer? Are we in a business where we provide services to another business? Are we in a business where we provide service to a government contract, right? These are different type of business models that we got to think on. So I want you to be able to understand that before getting into certain industries. The reason why I love real estate because of its business model, right? Subscription based. When we think about subscriptions, that's one of the top most profitable industries. Netflix, billion-dollar company, because it's a subscription. You pay every single month, right? When you think about Apple Music, Hulu, right? Your Planet Fitness, your gym memberships, anything where you're paying somebody every single month, that's called subscription, and that's one of the most profitable business models. But guess what? You know what the number one subscription-based business is? Real estate, right? Because people need a place to stay, and they're paying every single month for the rest of their lives and their kids' lives. They're paying every single month. The number one, the most profitable subscription-based business, which is real estate. Now, if I take it even further beyond that, the number one performing asset in real estate is self-storage facilities, right? This is stuff they don't talk about. I want to break it down for y'all, right? So let's think about this, right? Let's look at this, right? You see this unit? This is like a 10 by 6 unit. When you rent this unit out, it's going for an average of $120 for this unit, right? And just follow me on this. $120 for this unit right here. You rent this out, and now you don't got to deal with tenants, right? You don't got to deal with toilets. You don't got to deal with trash. You don't got to deal with kids running up and down and hanging off cabinets, right? And then if you want to evict somebody, you don't have to deal with the court system. This is the most easiest, the most simple business model to get into. So I want you to think smarter, not work harder. You got to think smarter. So you could get into a self-storage facility like this and be able to rent out each of these units. If I evict somebody, right, all I got to do is sweep and mop and then wipe down the tin, aluminum, and that's it. We back in the game, and we bringing it to another tenant and gonna cash flow again and again and again. But I want y'all to follow me, right? I'm giving y'all the sauce. You follow me, right? I'm giving y'all the sauce because I want us to understand that we gotta think before we act. We go on Instagram and people say, "Oh, listen, you should get into real estate. You should get in the truck and you should get in the Toro." Okay, what type of business model is Toro? That's an earned income type of business. It's not passive because you got to take that vehicle, you got to clean it out, you got to take it to the actual person that's renting the car out. Then you got to hope and pray that they don't crash your vehicle and bring it back and you get paid. In the pandemic right now, where things are getting shut down and nobody's traveling, who's renting out cars? Think about that. In the pandemic right now, who's renting out cars? People are not going to travel as much. But what they will do is store their belongings inside of a self-storage facility. So this is the stuff that we got to be equipped to do. We got to be equipped with the mindset. But I'm going to break it down even further for y'all to really get this for me, right? You're talking about financing. It's actually a much smoother process to get financing for self-storage facilities, right? You got SBA, the 7A loan. The SBA 7A loan is specifically designed for you to go out and get financing for self-storage facilities only, right? Only. You can only get this type of loan to buy self-storage facilities, and they will finance you up to 90%, which means you only got to come to the table with 10% down. Think about that. So if you got to come to the table with 10% down, let's do some numbers. Where my phone at, right? I think I got my phone on me. So I want to give y'all some real numbers for real because we don't just talk about it. Let's say this facility right here is a $1.4 million facility. So $1.4 million, and you got to come to the table with 10%. That's about $140,000. Let's add another $25,000 onto that for closing costs or whatever you got. So you got to come to the table with $165,000 to purchase a $1.4 million facility, right? This building is bringing in about $25,000 a month. So $25,000 a month, you're bringing in $300,000 within a year, which means you're going to get your down payment money back in less than a year. What business model can you get that type of returns from? But I'm going to give it to you even further. So we back to $165,000, which is what we got to bring to the table. Well, what if I showed you a way to get $165,000 in business funding? So what you want to do is open up 2 LLCs, right? Not one, you want to get 2 LLCs. Both of them are going to be consultant LLCs, right? When you open up that first LLC, you want to make sure that you open up 3 business bank accounts, right? So one LLC, you're going to open up 3 business bank accounts, and then you're gonna put money inside those bank accounts. It doesn't mean a lot of money. Just put some deposits in there to show that you have a relationship, because a lot of the banks, they want to make sure that you have some type of history with them before you go out there and start applying for these loans, right? So again, the goal is $165,000. So if you open up 3 business bank accounts, one with Navy Federal, one with Fulton Bank, one with Citizens Bank, right? And you get approved for $25,000 business line of credit from each of those banks, you done got $75,000 off of one LLC, right? So then we're gonna go to the other LLC, we're gonna run the same play and do that, and we're gonna get $75,000 again. We just generated $150,000 in business credit. Now, we're gonna take this a step further, right? You wanna make sure that you go out here and you can get a secure business loan, right? So you could put down $50,000 out of this business credit that you got, and you can go out there and get approved for another $100,000 on the business credit. So now you just generated $250,000 in business credit. With that $250,000 in business credit, that's going to be your down payment on a $1.4 million facility that's going to bring in over $30,000 net every single year. Every single month. Cash flow. Think smarter, not harder. I just broke it down and gave y'all a blueprint on how to build wealth easily with the best performing real estate asset, the best kept secret, self-storage facilities.